That's it. It's all it's ever been about. But quite astonishing that they seem to believe that this strategy is going to win over any fans.
Are Prince Harry and Meghan Markle headed for divorce? Has the royal family secretly been preparing for this for years? Lady Colin Campbell has just dropped a shocking bombshell that could change everything we thought we knew about the Sussexes. Stay with me because we're breaking it all down. And trust me, you don't want to miss this.
But then I think there's another dimension to it.
Oh, good. Go on.
I think which I don't think that anybody has alighted upon it yet. If Harry hives off from Meghan and she is containable, which of course nobody has ever been able to contain her. That was one of the ways I came to write my books about them, because I was leaked information in the hope that she would become containable. But she's uncontainable. But if Harry can do a lot of solo stuff, there is the hope amongst certain people at the palace that when the marriage breaks down or breaks up, might be a better way of putting it, that Harry will have already created sufficient distance between Meghan and himself for him to be able to make a more graceful exit than if they are a duo at all times. So I think there's always been the hope. Initially, when they Mexited, the Queen herself, the late Queen obviously, the Queen herself gave them a year in the hope that they would come to their senses. That's what she said, and come back. Nobody envisaged that they would hive off on the path that they have done. So the door was kept open for them. Well, of course, they have poisoned the pond to such an extent, but she has poisoned it irretrievably. He has poisoned it to the extent that the family, I don't think the family relations will ever be the same ever again.
In a recent appearance, Lady Colin Campbell, known for her royal connections and no-nonsense takes, claimed that the royal family has been quietly preparing for Harry and Meghan's separation for years. According to her, the late Queen Elizabeth even gave the couple a grace period in hopes they would return to their royal duties.
But if there were a divorce, it would be a more dignified way of extricating him from the situation as he goes to Botswana to tend elephants that are tethered and he can then pretend are in the wild.
Yes. Yes, indeed. It's still an astonishing strategy, though, for a couple who told the world that they work together like salt and pepper. And given that this is a woman who he has chosen to lose everything for, I mean, what do you think is happening within Harry's world? Do you think there's a dawning of a realization that actually my brother was probably right, my old friends were probably right? Or does he genuinely think that somehow she's going to become a really successful businesswoman?
I think he's partly hoping that she'll become a very successful businesswoman. My understanding of Harry as a personality is he never is wrong and never admits he's wrong. But he has certainly tried to crawl back into certain people's good graces, which suggests that whether he has admitted that he was wrong or not, he is aware. You know, marriages change over time, and Harry is, according to some people, perfectly happy in California and doesn't want to come back. And to other people, he is miserable in California and he wants to come back. I think if we distill the two sides, we can maybe arrive at that sometimes Harry is happy to be there, and he's certainly happy to be irresponsible and walking around stoned out of his mind and throwing stones on the beach with the dogs and riding his bike with security following him. Harry has never been a great worker. Harry has never actually, he was a good performer in that, before he married Meghan, he had the hail fellow well met cheeky chappy act down pat. But Harry was always there for the show. He rarely wasn't there for the go. And so I think to an extent, whatever happens, he's not going to ever again be a heavy-hitting royal. But it suits the royal family and it suits the British political scene to have him being less of a pariah. It doesn't matter about her. She's expendable. But he's not so easily expendable because he is royal.
Instead, they went nuclear with Oprah, Netflix, and a string of explosive interviews. The shocking part. Lady C says this isn't a maybe anymore. Palace insiders allegedly see a breakup as inevitable, and they're already laying the groundwork for Harry's return, solo.
Yeah, it was really interesting, wasn't it, this tour to Africa, because it didn't spark much attention at all. It was relatively low-key, but it was very clear that Harry thought he could use it for PR purposes and to go back to the happy-go-lucky guy he used to be. There was a very clear sort of changes in his agenda. And there was one video, I think, Lady C, that represented it best for me. And it was when he was with a group in South Africa and he attempted to replicate that moment that King Charles had with the New Zealand female rugby team. But the difference to me was that with King Charles and the rugby team, King Charles had no idea about it. It was a very genuine moment. But with Prince Harry, he prompted the moment happening himself. So I'll show you the video and then get you to react off the back.
Sorry, keep spreading the love.
Thank you that you speak so much about us. For such an icon, so modest, oh my word. Oh.
Are you all happy?
I'll put that on my resume.
Can we have one group hug? One, two, three, South Africa. 1, 2, 3. South Africa!
So that felt cynical to me, Lady C. What about you?
Opportunistic. And Harry is married to a pastiche. And, he's become something of a pastiche himself. It's sort of, well, let's see what worked for everybody else and maybe we can get it to work for us as well. But there's a heck of a difference between something that's spontaneous and natural and something that's contrived. But Meghan is a study in contrivance. And Harry, without having been contrived, he was always a performer. Let's remember, he was a performer. Cheeky chappy, hail fellow well met Harry was the facade. There was a whole other Harry that was going on. I know from people who worked with him that, they would have to bend elbows to get him to do certain things, then of course he'd be, look at what a fabulous time I'm having. But so he and Meghan, he's taking a leaf out of Meghan's book now. It worked for Charles, it will work for him. And to an extent, it does work, because he manages to dupe some of the people some of the time.
Lady Colin Campbell's claims paint a dramatic picture of what may be the final chapter in the Harry and Meghan saga.
So it's effective up to a point.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, I agree, but I think a lot of people have seen through it now, well and truly. I certainly have. And
this is the point I'm trying to make as well. That the Queen would never have done something like that. She believed in being true and real and let things evolve naturally. Harry, by going down the pastiche route, it might work for some of the time with some of the people, but it never works for all of the people all of the time, and it furthers the disregard that people have for him, and it increases the lack of respect that people have for him.
And he's 40. He's 40. It was cute when he was a young lad. He's 40 now, and we know what he's like and what he's done to his family. So what's the plan now for Meghan? Are we just going to see more of these sort of awful Kim Kardashian cheap stunts? And actually, I think that's a bit of an offense to Kim Kardashian, because I saw Kim Kardashian, for example, at the White House this week, and she was very appropriately dressed. Whether you agree with her cause or not, she's fighting to free the Menendez brothers, and she is taking on, important issues while doing her celebrity stuff. So actually, it's probably quite unfair in some ways to compare Meghan to Kim Kardashian now. But the point that I'm making, is this it now? Is this it? Are we just back to celebrity, turns up drunk to events and tries to make some money by flogging crap jam? Is that it now?
I think that's about it, Dan. I mean, where's she going to go from here? She is box office poison. She's toxic in Hollywood. Nobody wants to associate with her unless they can derive a benefit from it. And it's usually because they're not going to get the publicity for their minor event. And whether it's Kevin Costner or someone else, Meghan will create controversy and Harry and get them more publicity. But that doesn't mean Kevin Costner is going to cost her in Bodyguard, nor does it mean that anybody of any let me say, I had lunch day before yesterday with a friend of mine who was married to one of the top names in Hollywood. And she has a lot of friends in Santa Barbara. And she made the point that nobody wants to have anything to do with Harry or Meghan. People don't like her. She is pretentious. She's uppity. She has an air of superiority, or then she's a hustler. So it's one bad thing and flip over, and it's another bad thing. And I really do not see her succeeding. I mean, well, she's succeeding to fail, but she certainly hasn't succeeded to succeed.
The palace is drawing the line. Harry is charting his own course, and Meghan, she may be running out of allies and options. Montage: Palace gates closing. Meghan in Hollywood. Harry on a solo walk. What do you think? Is this truly the beginning of the end for Harry and Meghan? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every one of them. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video if you want more royal bombshells delivered straight to your feed. Until next time, stay curious and stay royal.